Hello, hello, hello. It's been a second. Welcome back to my attempt at a hardcore cheflocke of Pokemon Black, the black and white cookie run. I got a new setup. Setup's new. It won't really affect y'all that much, but it should help the stream quite a bit. I think the stream should run smoother, um, and that's exciting. If you are joining me for the first time, we're doing a Cheflocke. Cheflocke is played just like a Nuzlocke, but all my encounters are named after ingredients in a recipe, and at the end of the run, I make that recipe with whichever ingredients survived the challenge. So for this challenge, the recipe is black and white cookies. If you're not familiar, they're really popular in New York, but you can get them all over the place. They're a cakey cookie, just like a cake-like cookie with half vanilla white frosting and half chocolate black frosting. And I thought, what better recipe to do for the black and white era franchise than Pokemon Black? The game that got me back into the franchise after I missed the first generation of DS games. I love Unova. I love this game. We aren't doing great with this challenge. It's not going awesome. Because here's the thing. In a Cheflocke, you have a limited amount of encounters. You only get as many encounters as there are ingredients in the recipe. And for this recipe, there's only 11 ingredients total in the entire thing. And so that is not very many encounters. And so we have to be really picky with what we are catching or even trying to catch. And we're really kind of like grinding our way through the early game, especially. I don't know. It's a lot can go wrong, and it's been a while since I've played. I think I've been off for. I think I took off the last 2 Tuesdays from my normal Tuesday stream, so I'm happy to be back, and I think we're gonna have a good time. I got a new computer here. If you want to see it, I think I can show you because I got a new webcam. Look how fancy it is. Look at all these fans. See? I said it was fancy. Fans, see? Light up RAM and whatnot. Yeah, it's exciting stuff. It's not the most expensive build in the world, but it's pretty nice. It's the nicest computer I've ever owned by a large margin. Large margin. So, one thing though is I am down to one monitor, so might be a little complicated to keep up with chat, but I'm gonna do my best. In the meantime, we're gonna get this show on the road. I'm a Tepig fan. I like Snivy a lot too. Obviously, Oshawott very, very cute, and we all love the Oshawott sounds. We love the sounds Oshawott makes. Can't get enough of the Asha. But I just find that for my purposes and like, I think Tepig's the best option we got. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is maybe a little too bright. What's the easiest way to turn it down? I think I can actually control. So I'm on Windows now. Oh my god, why is it like this? I can't see anything. Everything's all dark. Is there a setting? Where's, like, appearance? Sorry, y'all. God, this is really frustrating. We're gonna slow fast forward down a little bit. That'll help a little. There we go. God damn. I'm still getting used to everything. It's been a while since I've had a Windows computer. I grew up with Windows. I've just had a Mac laptop now for so long that I'm just not sure what I'm doing anymore. I don't know where my settings are. I don't know what any of my hotkeys do. Okay, okay. You would think the keyboard would have brightness setting. Contrast themes. What? Okay. Is it on the monitor itself? Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. All these game mode settings are even brighter. What the hell? Screen settings, brightening, turn it down. Can people really not see? I'm ancient. All right. Let's actually get into this. Oh, right. One last thing. Just putting it out there, the pin message, the challenge. You can give me a number and get a chance to win $5. All right, let's actually play. I think this is attempt 15, maybe attempt 14. Not positive. All that to say, we've lost several attempts. So, just gotta do our best. Whatever that is. Just gonna try to play a little more careful, a little slower maybe. But really, a lot of this is about getting lucky. You know, it doesn't take a high amount of luck, but it takes a lot of individual little things to get really quite lucky enough to make good progress. We need a good pat rat. We need a good lullapup. We'd like to catch a Zebstrika, or Blitzel, rather. Whee! God, I wish there was scene skipping. Not because I don't like the story. Obviously, this game has a pretty fun story. But I've seen it. I've seen it a lot. When we're doing like a high reset count game, it's just kind of crazy. This is Flower. Flower the Tepig. Yeah, oh, come on. Yes. Alright, great. I also got a new keyboard, because I had to, obviously, for the computer. But I got a keyboard that is much, much quieter than the MacBook natural keyboard. So hopefully that means no more clicking, no more heavy clicking noises for you. Because I would listen back to old streams, like, to edit them for videos and stuff, and I'd be like, oh my god. Okay, wait. Oh my god. This is such a pain in the ass. Okay, there it is. It's X. I want to see what we got. Serious. Hey, neutral nature. I will take that. Patrat. I wonder if my audio is coming through. It seems like it should be coming through. If anything, I'm sorry if it's too loud. Boom, 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 boom. We're listening to old Vaporwave, so pre-AI Vaporwave. It's posted to YouTube 7 years ago. This is Dan Mason. Dan Mason I've been a fan of for years now. Dan Mason's one of the few like Vaporwave artists I know that really seems to put a lot of vocal performance into his Vaporwave, like his own vocals instead of like sampling old vocals. But he achieves a very similar effect, and like, I don't know, I really like it. All right, we got to get our rare candy cheat going. Alright. I'm having to figure out a new emulator as well. That's new for me. Come on, okay, hold on. Enable cheats. Set up cheat code. Candy. Please work. Okay. Not working yet. Oh no. This is way less intuitive for me. Also, the drop-down menus on this fucking app are Okay, I got a name and description. Wait a second. Oh, and then I put the code down here. Candy. Candy. And then, okay. Save. Candy's on. Okay, now it should work. Okay, come on. Why? Why won't you work? Sorry, y'all. I get that this is not the most fun. Melon DS cheats. Sorry, I'm figuring this out on stream. I really... Restart the game if needed. Let's try it. Because it's in there, it's enabled, it's supposed to be right, so we'll save. Okay, seems fine. Oh, damn. Okay. So... Okay. Oh, wow. That's nice. Okay. There we go. Alright, cool. Just had to reset the game. Excellent. Alright, now we got our rare candies. And we got our starter. And we got our Pat Rat. And we are cooking. Cool. Appreciate anybody's patience, everybody's patience while I'm learning curve on this new computer. But it does seem like the OBS stuff might actually be better long term. The actual capabilities maybe seem a little more fleshed out than they did on Mac. And it seems a little less, what would I say? Mac, I feel like I don't know. Whenever I would try to put in an input in, I would have to like always redo it. Like to do what I just did there, like close the app and then reopen it for it to like show up back in the same, that would not work like that on Mac. I would have to like re-click the properties. It's not like the hardest thing in the world to do, but that was painless how it just went. So that's cool. Alright, so let's sell some rare candies. Get ourselves basically unlimited money. unlimited potion, unlimited Pokeball, and we are good to go. Time to watch the assembly. Time to go to the Getsis lecture. I represent Team Plasma. And in Team Plasma, we love Pokemon, but we hate humans. Woo! Felt. I feel that, Getsis. Just like any good fascist, they prey on some real concerns. They just give you a weird fucking answer for it. Alright, first N fight. Ooh, we did not level up. Will we be able to get through this? Yes. Yes, I believe we will. Ooh, close. Close, close, close. Let's go. Heal and level. First, not having two monitors is going to be tricky. I've got a much bigger monitor than I used to, but shitload of good it does me. I think 14 is the cap, so I think we're totally safe with 12. Oh yeah, we learned Detect. Huh, do I like this song or do I like the remix of this song? I like the remix of this song much better, but this is still good. Oh, we haven't looked at the lemons situation. Rash, not great. Not great. Really no way to sugarcoat that. Mom, oh my goodness. Oh, fuck. That is so unfortunate. We never go for Purloin. We literally, there's no point in catching a Purloin. It's a terrible Pokemon. We were really hoping to see Lillipup there. And it's not our last opportunity to get a Lillipup, but it is our preferred path for Lillipupping. That is really too bad. Light. Mixed emotions. All the time. On my mind. Deep down at night. I need to switch to set mode. Switch to set mode. Yeah, the remix of this that he put out, it's his own rework of his own music. Dan Mason. It's really good. This is the best one, I think, on that rework album that he did. I barely care about music anymore. I like old music way more than new music, and it's not because I don't respect new music, it's just because it's like it's a lot to keep up with. I don't know. And not just keep up with, but also to like understand the context of stuff, and like it's one thing to just like everything. There's merit to that, to just like not be overly critical about the music that you're consuming, but I don't know. World's a shitty enough place. I don't want to give shitty people my money if I can avoid it. And I can't. But I can by not getting into some new shit that I then have to find out, oh, it's actually problematic to be into this new shit. Whereas, like, when I get into something like, you know, George Michael, he's dead. Even if he was a terrible person, which he's not, he rules. Go watch George Michael interviews after this stream. you know, I'm not paying him any money by listening to the music anymore, so. Alright, we're gonna get our pan sage now. We literally don't need that item. It's like an X something item, an X speed or something. So I can't use it. And also, we don't need the money. We can just sell rare candies, so we just take up bag space for no reason. Now we gotta fight Charon. So to do that, we're gonna put pan sage the corn syrup here in front, or corn syrup the pan sage rather. Potion flower here, rare candy pan sage a couple. And let's fight our friend. Let's fight our old neighbor. Oh my goodness. Done. Bye. Bye bye. Sick. Ugh. Yawning. Somebody call the yawning police. Because I should be arrested. See, I wish we had a lily pup, but we don't. So we've got Odor Sleuth on the field. Ooh. What's the nature on corn syrup here? Brave? That's fine. Let's just put flour in front. Honestly, nobody's gonna overlevel. Except unless if I just keep pressing A. Oh no, 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 no. God damn it. Well, we got a box pan sage, which is gonna make this fight much harder. Oh my god. I think this fast forward is still just a little too fast. Let's try. Okay, that doesn't seem any slower. Okay, that seems maybe a little better. I don't know. Hopefully Pat Rat can carry us through this. So let's go box pan sage. God damn it. It's just so easy to press A too many times. We don't want to use, we want to give. Alright, let's try our best. I mean, a big reason we pick up Pansage in the first place is to make this fight easier, but whatever. Good God. Don't flinch me. Never flinch me. Oh my good God. Well, this is messed up. I don't know that we're getting out of this one. Yeah, I mean, that's so fucking frustrating. Okay. Hold on a second. We already have Pat Rat. Yeah, we have to load. We have. Oh my God. Oh no, I saved over the old save state, so we just have to. Oh no. Okay, how do we like just reset the game? My goodness. Alright. This is getting a little lower energy for me. I just keep returning to this. I've been watching G Gundam. He's pretty good in that. Shining finger. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. But I will say, animes from the 80s, they move slower. They look it looks great. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like, I love the style. I love the hand drawn feel of it. I don't know, but here, let's go ahead and save state this. Cool. Boom, 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 boom. All right, I think we're on attempt. What did I say? 14 before, so I think this makes attempt like 15. None of my shortcut keys are working anymore on anything, on my video editing software, on Google Docs right now. There really is a learning curve when you're dumb. Oh my God. It's been a while since I've streamed and I've just kind of yapped. It always makes me yawn. I'm just not getting enough oxygen to my brain, I guess. Oxygen. Now we've got to fight Charon. Charon. I think I might have sold Charon. I feel like I probably didn't, though. I think I chose to keep Charon. I don't know. I went to a card show. I sold some things that I had in my sell. You could sell these cards tins, which is where most of my full art trainers end up. I'm sure someday I might want trainers, but right now the job is filling the Pokédex binder, and I've made that a much more ambitious project because initially I was just going to try to get one for each 1,025 entries. So like any form of those Pokemon. Like, I would have a Hisuian Voltorb, or I would have, like, Mega Charizard, or whatever. And what I've decided to take on now, what I've put in the binder, is one of every form of every Pokemon. Now, there's like a few little exceptions. Like, I'm not going to do every type of Arceus. One, they don't all exist. None exist except for the normal, regular, standard Arceus. But two, because it's just really arbitrary to me. Like, that's a... The aesthetic difference is not a silhouette aesthetic difference. It's just like a slight color accent difference. Same with Silvally, same with Gensect. And, oh, what up, in class? Welcome back to the stream. It's been a minute. Thank you for your patience. Excited to see ya. I was just talking about my Pokedex binder. And how I've made it a much more ambitious thing. I'm gonna try to have one of every form of every Pokemon. So no Arceus types, no Silvally types, no Alcremie like color, anything like that where it's like the silhouette of the Pokemon stays the same, like completely the same. It's just the color accents that are different. That I'm not trying to collect. But things I am trying to collect, there's a lot of cards, there's a lot of things that don't exist. There's no Mega Pinsir card, not one that exists in any language. No official Pokemon card for Mega Pinsir, which is crazy. They have him in TCG Pocket. 6, 7, 8. It's Meowstic. Let's check my work. Pow! Boom! Thanks for playing. There's no Mega Pinsir card. There's no in like when did Diamond and Pearl come out? Like 2008. So what is that? Like 18 years? In 18 years of Pokemon card, so over half the time for the entire existence of Hippopotas and Hippowdon, they have never once printed a female version of either. You know, the coloring is a little different. Like, and I guess I just said, but I'm trying to do gender differences too. That's the one exception to the silhouette thing. Like, if they have totally different colorings based on gender or whatever, I'm trying to do that. Yeah, proxy cards could be fun. And I might get there. What I'm using as proxy cards right now is, well, placeholders rather than proxy cards are just energy cards that I wrote the thing down on. They're all in one binder. Do you want to see it? It's pretty freaking big. I'm gonna grab it. I'm talking about it. Oh my god. Look how big this freaking binder is. Look at this big fucker. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I just realized the audio wasn't working. I'm really sorry, guys. That sucks. God, I can see myself rubbing my head. Let's play the game. Let's just play the game. That won't happen again, y'all. Oh my gosh. So freaking embarrassing. Anyway, all the unknowns and stuff, you saw what I was pointing at. At least there was visually something cool to look at, as long as you couldn't hear me anymore. Oh my gosh. It's been a few weeks. You can tell it's been a few weeks since I streamed, and I just killed my encounter. So, that's fine. That's fine. It's actually fine. Oh my goodness. I don't know what kind of nature we got on the Tepig. We've got more chances at Pat Rat and Lillipup, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll get them both. Oh my god. Do I have to re-up? Okay, rare candy's good. Let's go ahead and just do this. Oh man, I got too embarrassed, and then I killed my encounter. Because I'm rushing through stuff now. Let's see here. I wanted to check Tepig's nature. Learning experiences, right. The computer build went great. It turned out great. Here, it's very pretty. Look at this thing. It's beautiful. My friend helped me put it together. Look at all these fans and lights. And the RAM. There's RAM in here. And a graphics card and all the things I need. It's honestly, and it's running great. And I can play I've been playing Civ 4. I forgot you couldn't play Civ 4 on the Mac. Lonely could be worse, it could be a lot better. Up attack, you know, nothing to sneeze at there. But yeah, it's working great. And thank you for loving the humanity. That's very, very sweet of you. But let's see here. Yeah, and it just sucks because that I've done that to myself multiple times. It's like a lesson I should have learned already. But OBS looks different, like demonstrably different on the Windows setup than it did in the Mac setup, and so I don't know. I'll give myself a little grace for just not knowing what to look at, where to look at as much. I don't know. And I'm working with one monitor again. It's a big monitor, so it's nice. But nonetheless, yeah, we got a learning curve to deal with. We're gonna sell a bunch of rare candies. But what I'm really excited about with this new computer is that, and I already, I edited the first big project I've had. Oh, I've got all the, okay, I've got all the money I need. So I'm a stand-up comic way more than I'm a streamer. I've been a stand-up comedian for about 10 years. And I just recently started a podcast with my wife, who's also stand-up, and so I edited an episode of the podcast on the computer yesterday. God, it was so much better than using the MacBook. So I'm really excited for the editing capabilities that I have now, and I'm really excited to keep working on the Pozzole video, the Pozzole Cheflocke of Emerald Sea Glass that I did. M-Class, I noticed that you finished watching those VODs. It was a really fun run. It was a lot of fun. There were ups and downs. I feel like there's real story there. Losing both attempts 2 and 3 to not having a good enough Tailo. Like, I am gonna I have the script all written for the Pozzole produced video, and the 3 acts are the first act, the second act I've been calling the Tale of Two Talos, And then the third act is, the kind of like unlikely hero Dustox carrying us through Brawly and playing our way through. So the soup itself is cooked. I have footage of all the process I did, and I'm really, really excited to put it together. The stuff I already have edited looks great. I've got myself through the first couple of gyms on the first attempt, but the first attempt is going to be a longer edit than the second attempt because I'm going to be a little more brief with like different battles, like especially probably like rival battles and stuff like that. But yeah, it's turning out great so far. Okay, Lily Pup. Let's not kill it. The soup is good. The soup was good, good, good. I need to get better at like filming the actual like recipe. I might like just do some like just for my own experience, just for my own like training. I might try to like film a couple like quiet. I think is okay. Not neutral. That's not great. Vile Spirit. We get an Intimidate. Oh, thank God. Dude, we've had the worst luck with the Lily Pup abilities. We keep getting pickup, and so I'll take a subpar nature to get Intimidate. That's awesome. I probably should have leveled him up, but we'll be fine. Alright, sick. Let's slow down a little. Alright. Press X, press bag, potion, rare candy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just get up to 12. Everybody can handle 12. No, 2 helping hand. I wish there were like more double battle gym leaders. Like even if it was like you start with single battles for like the first 4 and maybe you switch to double battles for the final 4. I think that could be fun. Or if you could like choose a difficulty setting, if you could like play like if vanilla Pokemon games gave you the option to play either a solo run or a doubles run of like, the big battles at least, that could be really, really cool. I don't know why I'm attacking wild Pokemon. Alright. We gotta fight Bianca again. God, the rival fights in this game are relentless. Gotta switch to set mode again. That's fine. That's all well and good. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save state this in 2. Then I'm going to load 1. While I'm in 1, I'm going to go to options. I'm going to set up set mode, confirm. I'm going to give myself rare candies, confirmed, and then I'm going to save state that into state 1, and then I'm going to load us back to where we were. Alright, sick. Now I don't have to think about that next time. Let's see here. What's new in the Pokemon world? We've got, no big new news. I mean, the Pitch Black, I think, came out since I last streamed. The TCG set, it's fine. I've opened a few. The coolest thing I got was the Mega Chandelure, not the SIR, but the full art. And honestly, like, the SIR kind of is underwhelming to me. I really like the colors on the full art. And, call it cope, but I'm really happy with it. And I had just bought myself a really nice Chandelure, the Chantel Trainer Gallery Chandelure from the Sword and Shield era. Chantel, the Elite Four member from Black and White. And so I pulled it and I was like, ah, man, I just bought myself a nice Chandelure for the binder. And then I made the binder with all the alternate forms in it. Here, I'll just show you the card. I'll get the card out to accompany me through this journey. I like taking cards in and out of the binder. Oh, I pulled this too. I found black and white. I found Black Bolt White Flare out in the wild. At Dollar Tree, they had the poster collections, and I hadn't found Black Bolt White Flare in MSRP for like months. At the very least months. It was a long fucking time. Oh, we've got to pull this guy out. Okay. Check this out. So this is what I actually meant to get out. This is from Pitch Black. The Mega Chandelure full art. And you see the colors? The colors are great. It's got these like yellows and pinks and blues. I think it really is like very pretty. And I really do feel like the SIR is underwhelming. And then from MSRP, here's the one with Chantal, the regular Chandelure. The Trainer Gallery one. There's like a little bend in it on the back, so I got it for a great deal. But it's really pretty. It's great for the binder. But yeah, MSRP, I got the poster collection, and I pulled this full art Whimsicott, beautiful. Another great background, these like green and pinks. Camera's not doing it justice. But I got two illustration rares out of it. The Electric, and our buddy Pat Rat. So cute. It is a real like dream of mine to hopefully one day get all of the illustration rares from Black Bolt White Flare. I really truly loved that set because I just love Unova, and I loved the cojones it took for the Pokemon Company to do a reboot like that, and I love the kind of like celebration of it by printing that set, like just being like, hey, remember these cards? Remember these Pokemon, rather? They're actually really, really cool. And we've invested... I think it's the coolest set they've ever put out. I really do. And I've talked about this before. I think it's the coolest thing they've ever done in the TCG. Because, like, every other set is like, what? It's like, oh, UV evolutions and a bunch of other random stuff. Or like, oh, it's... Like, Crown Zenith is cool because the pull rates are so good. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you could just make the pull rates good on every set if you wanted to. Like, but the actual, like, theme of the set, like, what is the theme? Cool stuff? And that's great. There's great sets. And you could absolutely argue that, like, other sets have better hits and better chases or whatever you want to say. But what I'm getting at is that the Black Bolt White Flare sets were a total celebration of Unova, and a celebration better than 151. It's better than 151, because 151 kind of pulled its punches and only did, so many illustration rares, when they just as easily could have done what they did with Black Bolt White Flare and made all 151 Pokemon have IRs or SIRs. In any event, I just think, like, I don't love that they put it out in 2 sets. I much rather would have had one massive set. But I can totally understand why they did what they did. And ultimately, when you have 151 illustration rares, it's already hard enough to, like, pull... I think the reason that those cards are so expensive is because when you have, like, close to 80 illustration rares in a set, a relatively small set too, like, roughly 80 each, a little less, pulling individual ones, like pulling a specific one becomes, like, impossible, compared to, like, if you're chasing an SIR and, like, Ascended Heroes, I mean, that's insane. But if you're chasing an SIR in something like Pitch Black, there's only, like, 10 of them. So if you pull one of them, you have a 1 in 10 chance. The IRs, there's maybe, like, 20 in a big set. So you pull, it's just that much easier to pull the specific one that you're chasing. But a Black Bolt White Flare, I mean, to get any illustration rare is lucky. Like, those pull rates weren't always so kind to me. But to pull the actual specific one you want, pretty much unheard of. Like, insane. And I think that's why that Seismitoad got so crazy, is because it's a good illustration, but it's the artist that people really, really like and go after. And so if you have a card that is that elusive from that popular of an artist, it's like, ugh, you got a recipe for disaster. Because I'll see, like, dude bro, like, scalper types, you know, Gen 1er people be like, why is this card so expensive? It's just okay. It's like, well, because other people actually like Pokemon and like Seismitoad, because who knows why. They like black and white, whatever, and they like that artist. It's actually not that hard to see how that happened. I am also working on, like, this is like a pet project that's going to probably go on until I die. Like, I'll never finish this. But I'm trying to master set Atsuko Nishida cards, which is, like, an insane thing to say, because, like, a lot of the most expensive, like, cards in existence for different individual Pokemon were illustrated by Atsuko Nishida. Like, this will help if I click instead of press A. It's way harder to overlevel. Like, she illustrated, like, the most expensive Arcanine card that exists. She the most expensive, the Gardevoir Sylveon card that they have. She did that as well. It's nuts. Bide is scary. Alright, cool. But I'm just such a huge fan of her, and I think she designed some of the best Pokemon in the franchise. And I think her card art style is so underrated and, like, underappreciated, and so I've been having fun just, like, picking up different, like, old vintage commons and stuff like that. Alright, let's go to the Poké Center. We're not overleveled. We've got all the Pokemon we want and need, except for Patrat. My bad, Patrat. My apologies to this Patrat. We're gonna do great here. Fighting Cress. Leader Cress. I did not want to lead with corn syrup. That is fine. Vanilla, can you help us out? Ooh, lovely crit. That was 2 crits? Vanilla came to play. Okay, I really need to switch it to set mode. Water gun, ooh, and then we get crit. Oops, all crits. Work up. I mean, this is a foregone conclusion. You really have to try to lose. You'd have to basically just hit no attacking moves to lose that one. Alright, cool. We actually got a gym badge. It took me like an hour, but we got a gym badge. Cress has the best style, I think, yeah. And Panpour Simipour might be my favorite. I think I like Pan Sage the best of the first ones, and I think I like Simipour the best of the second ones. But we'll find out someday. Alright, Juniper. We're actually moving along in the story. Let's go. You're not Juniper, you're... What's her freaking name? Fennel. I've had Pokemon named Fennel. In the Lasagna Challenge, we had a Fennel. Oh, I need to teach somebody Cut now. That's right. That is Corn Syrup's job. Simipour is divalicious, I'll say. She really has that like long flowy hair, you know. Um, that's an illustration rare I really would have loved to have. I think it's like Simipour like sitting on a boat, fishing with its tail maybe or something like that. It's really cute. It's very like slice of lifey. Those are often my favorite illustration rares. Are the ones where they're just kind of hanging out, just kind of having fun. Fierce Bob is right. Do you ever watch any of Fawn's videos, Phaun, where they'll rate like Pokemon girly popness? It's really, they're really fun videos. If you haven't seen them, you got to check them out because she'll I think he's a he/him, actually. I always use, but I wouldn't be surprised if Fawn's an any pronoun person. But they'll rank like Pokemon lips, like Pokemon lip design by girly popness. Yes, 100% we stand Fawn. Yeah, that's like a dream collab. I was subbed before 10K followers. I was like an early adopter on the YouTube Fawn train. I've been watching those videos like religiously. The ranking types by girly popness. So inspiring to watch like somebody in the Pokemon space like come up in an explicitly queer way. I think it's so cool. Yeah. I'm not just an ally, I'm also a client, a bisexual, non-binary person. You know, I have a joke about this on stage where I talk about how I'm gay the way a tomato is a fruit, where it's like, yeah, sure, a tomato is a fruit, but you're being annoying. Because you know you're not doing any fruit stuff with it. Like, I'm married to a woman, I look like this. But it's not for lack of identity or desire. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Pokemon, how would I put it? I think there's a few little things they could do to really kind of like say thank you to their queer fan base. And I think they're very well aware. No sweat. No sweat for assuming, I don't worry about it. God, this song, every time. I like all the other songs. I think the Pokemon Company is well aware that they have like a queerer, girlier fan base than they assumed they had when we were kids, for instance. There's always been like girly Pokemon, like you can point to like Ninetales and Jynx, Clefairy, Clefable, Jigglypuff, all that stuff. But I think they, over the years, have shown like a real commitment to like actually being more like intentional with like, you know, giving the girls what they want, right? And so I think like, I was thinking about this the other day, something they could do to really, really like step it up and really give queer people something that regular players would really have no reason to complain about. You should be able to have, you should be able to, like, make Pokemon transgender, when they have gender evolutions. Or just in general. Because there's different strategies, like rivalry, the ability that, like, you know, makes you stronger when fighting somebody of the same gender or whatever. And then there's, like, you catch a boy Salazzle or a boy Combi, like, you're just shit out of luck, you know? So they should have an item that lets you change a Pokemon's gender. You should be able to do, canonically, in-game, transition. I think that would be fun. You should be able to have a female Gallade, like they glitched that in Pokemon Champions for a little bit. You could have a female Gallade somehow. It is delicate for sure, yeah, and it's a worldwide property, and so they have to be, but that one to me, like being able to change a Pokemon's gender, they already kind of like Ditto, you know, breeding with Ditto is already the weirdest shit. So why not just like step it up a notch? I don't want an Audino. We want to go for, oh, and I need a Repels. I need Repels. Yeah, I might have to rewatch this show. Every time I put this soundtrack on, I'm like, oh, I think I want to rewatch this. Yeah, like a battle item, something. I just think like it's something that like I said, players really couldn't complain. You'd have to be really kind of like pretty far right to be like, oh man, this Landit that I couldn't ever evolve, that I really would like to evolve, they made it so I could evolve it now. You'd be like, okay, what's the problem? Well, because now everything's trans, and it's like, it's a game. It's a lizard. It's a fire-breathing poison lizard. What's your fucking major malfunction? And also, like, you know, there's more. They're weirdly more accepting of like transgender people than they are of like homosexual people in Japan culturally, from what I understand. I watched an interesting video essay about that once, and it's all about like, you know, you can be fully transgender but as long as you're like still kind of abiding by gender norms, you're still fulfilling your like societal role that's expected of you. Whereas like to be homosexual, like, and practice like same-sex dating and stuff, like it's more explicitly kind of like, you know, a rejection of the traditional like roles or whatever. It's interesting, but you know, different people have different hang-ups, and I imagine it's pretty weird and tricky as an international company to juggle all that. But still, even with all that being said, we should be able to evolve our Combees and our Salandits and our Ralts into what we want, you know? It's something I'm especially sensitive to as a Nuzlocker, because it's like, you know, sure, in a regular vanilla game, you can scrounge around for the female Combee all you want. But for me, I had a Salandit. I'm trying to remember what game this was. It might have been when I was playing Pokemon Lazarus. I had a male Salandit. I think that was it. That I ended up like using a couple of times. Oh yeah, if you like cultural discussions like that, do you ever watch Moon Channel? I don't really know how like big all these people are. I think they're, you know, they got to be somewhat big to get to me. But Moon Channel has these very in-depth discussions of like, often like different Asian cultures, but you know, also American culture quite a bit, and like legalese, like about video games and like the intersection of like animes and gacha games and stuff like that. It's really fascinating stuff. Like if you like anime and Pokemon and all that stuff, they have some videos that he has some videos that are explicitly Pokemon, you know, centered. He talks about like why Nintendo's like so protective of their copyright, that kind of thing. It's really, really interesting. And he's a lawyer, so he's like really, really educated on the subjects and does these like deep dives. It's one of my favorite channels I've discovered in the last year or two. Moon Channel. Alright. Can't lose sight of the plot. We're trying to get a dust cloud. It's kind of crazy we haven't even seen... Oh, great. That's so annoying. Okay, dust cloud. We want our drill burr. Oh yeah, you should you would love Moon Channel. He's got this great like deep voice, and he's just very well educated, and speaks with a lot of just like it's very nuanced. And I think it strikes a great tone. Sometimes I get really frustrated with like YouTube voice people who are trying too hard to be funny or just using the same memes that everybody else uses or whatever. But this person, they're like, you know, they're just funny enough, kind of naturally. They don't have to try too hard. And they really do deliver the information in an interesting way. And it's just so niche. It's so niche, but it's several niches that are, you know, at least tangentially relevant to me. Wah, 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 wah. Ooh, come on, Drillbur. There we go. There we go. That's what we like to see, corn syrup. You're doing great. I feel like this happened last time where I got them paralyzed and they just still wouldn't get in the ball. Get in the ball, bro. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Give a nickname. Yes. Granulated sugar. White sugar. Alright. Give us something good. Quiet. Oh, God. That's not good. Whatever, whatever. We got a Vital Spirit, Lillipup, and an Up Attack Tepig. We gotta just roll with the punches. But we got 3 physical attackers with up special attack natures. That is really a pain in the butt. It's time to get into the sad music, huh? Time for Super Monkey Ball 2, Under the Ocean. Deep Sea. I love my GameCube. I need to bust out Super Monkey Ball 2. I've been playing, my wife and I have been playing a shit ton of SSX Tricky. I truly think it's one of the best games ever made. I don't even really think it's up for debate. I think it's like one of the best video games. As far as just like pulling off the assignment, I found out there are mods recently. God, I want to try that. But I don't know how to go about that. I'm gonna level everybody up actually. 20 is the new level cap, so I'd say 18 is a safe bet. Toast, don't jump up here, please. There's no room for you. The computer's very big. What are you doing? Toast. Okay, she's being... hold on just a moment. I'm a little worried about... I'm worried my CPU might be getting hot. I had a way of checking this. I'm trying to remember what it was. CPU temperature. Apply. Um... Okay, I think it's just... Okay. I don't know. Sorry. My CPU turned red and I thought that was bad. Tomodachi Life. Untitled Goose Game. I've watched more of it than I've played it, but God, is it... It's so fun. It's so funny. It's just really unique. I love Untitled Goose. Yeah, I mostly play Pokemon, but getting the PC back, getting back into Civilization 4, I lost like 3 days of my life to the first game back of Civ 4. I'm honestly probably gonna play more of it as soon as I'm done streaming. Because God, is it just like, it's so fun. And like, I have Civilization 6 for the Switch, and maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm a dumb guy. Maybe I'm a bad gamer and a dumb guy, but I like Civ 4 way better than Civ 6. And again, maybe I'm a dumb idiot. Okay. We get our Pat Rat, instead of a Blitzel, which is fine, you know. It's not... I don't think we haven't gotten past Elisa yet. She's just totally eluded us. And Blitzel is like, Volt Absorb Blitzel is one of the few things I can think of that I truly think would help. But we haven't been getting lucky on that in a while. It's one of the lower encounter rate Pokemon on this route, so it is one of those things where Patrat here is actually really, really valuable for the gym that we're about to do, which is far from free. Lenore, is that her name? The normal type gym leader, again, far from a free fight. So this is not a bad thing. I'm truly glad that, like, of the options, we got one of our top 2, because I would not be catching a Pidove. And it very easily could have been Pidove instead of Patrat, so take... Oh my gosh, it's my sister. Hi, I miss you too. I've been meaning to call you. I got a new computer. Do you want to see it? Say yes in the chat, my sister, if you want to see the computer. And I'll show you with my new webcam. I think we can just go right in here. Oh yeah, we gotta fight N. I never catch when I'm telling him I feel the same way about it. Alright, switch this out, obviously. Oh, we have Intimidate now. Yes, in chat. Nice. Okay, check out the new computer. Look at this. It's all fancy and it lights up and it's got all these fans and fancy parts and stuff. Real exciting stuff. Truly exciting stuff. This is my big old curved monitor. And I think Toast is somewhere, but I can't see where. Oh, it's August 18th. It sure is August 18th. Here, furry family to chat. Yes, it's my beloved sister. She lives across the country. We don't talk enough. We don't see each other enough. Yeah, David helped me build it. Oh my god, I still haven't switched to set mode. This is so annoying. Yeah, David helped me build it. piece by piece. I picked everything up from Micro Center. I got a really great deal on a lot of the parts. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. Everyone involved in helping me out that knows more than I do said we really future-proofed me for a good while. And I edited the latest episode of the podcast on it yesterday, and it edits great. It works so well. It's so fluid. It's so much faster. Truly, truly working for what I got it for. And the stream has been running better, too. So I'm excited about that, too. But, yeah. How's your day been, huh? Mine was fine. I was tired. And my friend's dad died yesterday. And today is the anniversary of my dad dying. And so it has been on my mind. Listened to a bunch of old 50s and 60s music at work. I was thinking about watching Jersey Boys. It's a movie that came out after my dad passed away, but he loved the Four Seasons. At least I associate. When I listen to the Four Seasons, I think of him. No, don't use bide. It's so annoying. Stop using bide. Here, intimidate. God, I was so tired of work. And I don't know how much any of that has to do with anything, but I was just, yeah, it's August 18th. Sorry to bring it up. I don't know. It's just been August all month. You know what I mean? Whenever it turns into August, I just think about August. And yeah, my buddy's dad got sick like earlier this month. M-Class, you get it. Yeah, it's, you know, I feel like everybody's got something. Everybody's lost someone. But yeah, it's just been I've kind of a funny Pokemon story related to my dad. So the third Pokemon movie was the movie with Entei and the Unknown. The third Pokemon movie was the last Pokemon movie that they ever put out in theaters in America, at least like a wide theatrical release. Yeah, hey, Wake Me Up When September Ends. That's what that song's about. If you're a Green Day fan, at least you have that. But I went and saw, my dad took me to see Pokemon 3. I need to know what year that came out. Pokemon third movie, theatrical release. Okay, it was 2000, so I was 7. Okay, I'm 7 years old. Wow, that's crazy to think about. Anyway. No, North American theaters, I'm 8. 2001. Okay, still. Whoa, what? What? No! Oh, you start getting sentimental for 1 second and you lose a foundational ingredient. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Fine. Well, here's attempt 16, I guess. Anyway. My dad took me to see the third Pokemon movie because he was a nice guy. And, you know, he was considerably older than most of my friends' dads. And we go to see this movie, and I love it. I literally walk out so happy. I rewatched it recently. I was like, the third Pokemon movie's pretty good. And as we're driving home, I just remember him kind of pausing for a moment and just asking, so what is it you like about this stuff? Like, and it's so funny to think that I'm 8 years old picking up on just like how like confused he is by my penchant for Pokemon. But here, I have something. Hold on. So, you know, he doesn't get it. He really didn't get it. He used to make fun of Bulbasaur. He liked saying Bulbasaur. He would make fun of it in his little way. But he was a supportive and kind guy. But I just remember that moment, and I remember feeling like, oh man, is my dad ashamed of me? like, does he think I'm some kind of fucking loser or something? And no, he didn't. He knew I was a kid, and he was just trying to understand. And then he drew me this. I drew the unknown. That's why they look shitty. But he drew this. Freehand. You know? And it hangs on my wall. And I really like looking at it. I colored it in. But and I made this little cloud under his feet. That's why that looks shitty. But, this is like a prized possession of mine. And it's something I look at to remind me that, like, I don't know. He didn't have to understand me to love me. And I'm so grateful for that. Yeah, he was confused by us. Because his world was just so different than ours. Just so different. Yeah, the drawing, did you not know about that? He drew me that Entei. Yeah. It's one of my favorite memories. And it's one of the more material things I have around to actually remind me of him. But yeah, it just hangs up in my closet. And I look at it. But yeah, I just love that it's kind of like tied to that story of him just being like, what the fuck is what is this Pokemon shit? It reminds me of, he had this story about how when he first saw the Smurfs. When did the Smurfs start airing? Smurfs original air date, US. Okay, the 80s? That's so funny. That's later than I thought it was. He had a story about how he got like really drunk, I guess, and he woke up like super hungover. And the TV was on. Like, he fell asleep with the TV on. And he woke up super hungover to seeing the Smurfs for the first time. And he thought he was like, I thought I was having a stroke, because they're just like, Smurf this, Smurf that, Smurfing Smurfers. So it started in the 80s. Guys just started saying their own names instead of words. And then Pokemon was like, what if that's all they said? What if they only said their own name? He really did get a kick out of saying Bulbasaur. He would be like, Bulbasaur. He would really put his bull into it. Pokemon number 1. Emily, we were talking about it earlier. I've been playing a shit ton of SSX Tricky. We're putting high scores on that leaderboard all the time. Casey's been going crazy with it, and we found like lore videos, like videos about the characters on YouTube and stuff. It's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride. Hello, everybody. This is Emma. Yeah, that's a vocal stem to this day. That really is I've said it. Casey knows about hello everybody, this is Emma. Because, you know, I can't. And you could press it over and over again. You could be like, hello everybody, hello everybody, this is Emma. It's a great time. Oh, the Spice Girls. We love them. Oh, thank you. That's very, very sweet, M-Class. I appreciate that. That would be meaningful to him. Yeah, I love the Spice Girls phone. If I ever find it, I'm buying it. Okay, Pat Rat, I'm not gonna kill this one, but I hope we can catch it in... Okay, nice. One ball catch. Someday I'm gonna do what I call, this is a rule set I came up with called the Enthusiastic Consent Run, in which I can only catch Pokemon that I catch with the very first Pokeball I throw at them, and it can't be a Master Ball, and I can't damage them at all. I can only catch a Pokemon if I just get lucky enough to catch it on the first throw. And because that way it's like they're consenting. They're saying, you know what, yeah, you seem cool. Ooh, Brave. We like Brave. Nice. Alright, we got a good Pat Rat. We got a decent Tepig. I've got my Sciatic Cushion behind me. We're gonna go until we beat Lenore. I'm not walking away from this until we get our second gym badge. If it takes me all fucking night. I just have to be a little more patient and a little more on the game. It's funny. It's like as soon as chat happens. The thing is, like, my chat is just like a really cool guy named M-Class and my loving sister, or like my fun coworker a lot of the time. It's not like randos who I don't want to interact with. So I just get really engaged in my chat, and then I stop playing my game properly. But, you know, I only have to lose like 3 attempts in a row before I get it right. Emily, do you recognize this music? I'll give you a hint if you don't. Oh, Emily, I had a crazy idea, and I don't know, like, how much I'm actually entertaining it. It's Super Monkey Ball 2! It's the underwater level of Super Monkey Ball 2! It's like an hour-long loop of it I found on YouTube, because I just love this music. But yeah, it's when you're in this level, like the ocean level. The first video game we ever bought for our GameCube. I had a really unhinged idea. and again, I don't know how much I'm actually like entertaining doing this, but I was thinking about recording maybe like a little special, stand-up special, at Dad's grave. It would be quite gimmicky. And like I said, I don't know that I'd actually want to do that, because I'd have to like organize an audience and all that stuff. But I think it could be a funny thing to do. I don't know. I doubt he would be too upset about the idea. Let's rare candy a little more. It might be time to switch to Wind Waker music. It has been quite a while since I've done it. Oh, we're replacing the headstone? Sick. Because it's just like a little marker now. Is it going to say something? I feel like we maybe talked about this. I have a terrible memory, but I think we talked about this, right? Okay. Fingers crossed for Vital Spirit Lillipup. Vital Spirit Lillipup. Vital Spirit Adamant Lillipup. Vital Spirit Adamant Lillipup. Okay, encounter. Counter clause. Dupe clause. We got that. Vital Spirit Adamant Lillipup. Vital Spirit Adamant Lillipup. Okay. Okay, we got Lillipup. We're live. We didn't get Purloin. Okay, okay. Vanilla, welcome to the Resistance. I haven't welcomed anybody to the Resistance today. That's why we're losing. Hey, Lemon and Flower, welcome to the Resistance. Okay, Vanilla. Jolly, we like Jolly. Foul Spirit, pick up. That's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. Jolly's great. Bow, bow. Bow, bow. Alright, we've got our actual... This is the first one we've done all day where I actually have the encounters I'm supposed to have. Good God. I just thought about the... M-Class, you talked about lighting the candle. It made me think of Coco. The movie. A friend of mine was in my job the other day talking about they announced like Kingdom Hearts 4 and like the one new world they confirmed is Coco. They're doing like the like the Land of the Dead. I think that'll be a lot of fun, honestly. I'm really looking forward to that. Marker was donated by a local volunteer organization. That's right. Last year I asked the cemetery if I could replace it. Started working with a monument company too. Never followed through. Got it. Well, hey. Let me know if there's any, I don't know, mechanical stuff I can help with. Because that sounds like a fun little thing to do. Every year that goes by, it's crazier and crazier how long it's been. It's kind of getting way ahead of myself to think about this, but, I was thinking about how strange it's going to be. Oh, this is ill-advised. What I did here is silly. But that's fine. I think we'll be fine. But I was just thinking about how weird it's going to feel when it's been 20 years. Because that's how old I was. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just a strange, strange thing, the passing of time. But there's worse ways to spend it than how I spend it. Yeah, send me the mock-up. That sounds like a good idea. I'll look at it and I'll go, ooh, yeah, or I'll go, It'll be like what if we did like one of those montages where people are like trying on different outfits and their friends are like, yeah, or they're like, no, but for headstone markers for our father. That could be fun. Yeah, stranger and stranger as time goes by, for sure. It's just a weird thing to think about. I don't know, I wrote this little, like, I don't know, kind of like, almost like a short essay about it, just, like, when it was the 10th anniversary, and the metaphor that I used that, like, I don't know, kind of still holds true for me is, like, his death was like a forest fire in my life, and it's like, a force of nature. It's something that's like, it's a devastation. It's a truly, obviously a terrible thing as it's happening, but it's also just part of life. It's part of nature. There are forest fires. There always have been. There always will be. And ultimately, you know, the woods around them only show, like, you know, visibly show the signs of it for so long. Everything grows back, the birds come back, the deer come back, maybe it's new ones, maybe it's new birds, the trees regrow, maybe not all of them. And the only way you'd really know that anything happened is if you really kind of looked under the surface, if you knew how to read the soil or whatever. And ultimately, like, it makes that devastation actually, you know, makes the forest healthier a lot of the time. Forest fires are actually, you know, as devastating as they are, you know, necessary and good, and just they're just a part of life, and so life has learned to adapt to them and use it to its advantage. And you know, my life is only what it is. Like, I don't, you know, the trajectory of my life is inextricably linked to that moment. You know, because I can never know what it would look like if he hadn't died that day. You know, if he had died that year, it'd probably be much the same. But if he had died 5 years later, it would be exceedingly different in ways I can't even imagine. And I'm so grateful for my life and what it is and who's in it. But the life I have is only possible because he died when he did. So, you know, that's the kind of bittersweet, you know, silver lining element to the whole thing that's just kind of weird to grapple with, because it's impossible to be grateful for his death because it was a devastation. It was a devastating thing. But, you know, it's also impossible to like, be grateful for my life without acknowledging that it is the way that it is because of it. So, yeah. I'm grateful I had a dad at all, and that he was a pretty swell guy. I feel lucky every single day that that's the experience I got to have. And to define an experience only by the end of it is a really, really stupid way to live. Truly, 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 truly dumb to linger simply on the end of a thing. That's why Game of Thrones TV fans need to shut the hell up and go watch season 4. Right? I mean, come on. Alright, we need to level cap everyone and get our first gym badge again. It will be a piece of cake. And I am paying attention. And we are fighting crests. Emily, have you watched any of the podcast at all? I won't take offense if you haven't. I'm just curious. My pinned message still in there? Yeah. Apparently there's 7 people watching right now. That's really cool. Welcome everybody, lurkers and whatnot. If you want a chance to win $5, feel free to give me a number between 1 and 1025, and I'll tell you what Pokemon it is. Okay, I kind of like fugue stated my way through that Pokemon match. It went fine. Yeah, okay, we're alive. Let's go ahead and level up now. I really do think 17 is probably the safest bet, but I think we'd probably be fine at 18, so we'll just do 17. Arm thrust. Yeah, let's get rid of Tail Whip. Crunch. Over Bide. I'll keep Bite. Why not? I hate Bide. Take down. Over Odor Sleuth. Odor Sleuth. Odor Sleuth. Now we have a Sandrush Herdier. Ooh boy. God, I fumbled. I think I fumbled 2 Intimidate Herdiers today. God. Pathetic. I'm a joke. Oh yeah, Fennel. Yeah, it's my one. It'll be my one stream of the year where I get super philosophical or whatever. Sorry to those who are just here to watch Pokemon. Oh, how was your Pokemon stream? It was cool. We talked a lot about like death. Oh goodness. I've got to save this Muna, which means I've got to teach corn syrup cut. Corn syrup. Learn cut. Great job. Bianca. When we were kids, at least, my sister's favorite Pokemon was Eevee. But that, I don't know, that's definitely like when there were only 151 Pokemon. I imagine her favorite would still probably be a Kanto Pokemon. She's my older sister. She's not as, like, lost in the sauce as I am, in Pokemon. But, yeah, as a kid it was Eevee. I remember because, like, I was really little, and I didn't know how to have my own favorite things. And, she told me her favorite Pokemon was Eevee. Like, she decided her favorite Pokemon. And then she was like, what's your favorite Pokemon? And I was like, Eevee? Also? And she was like, no, we can't have the same favorite. And then we decided my favorite Pokemon was Gengar. Which I did love Gengar. The VHS, we had like one Pokemon VHS. We had, it was 4 episodes. The first episode, I believe, was Ash catching his Primeape, where the Mankey steals his hat. It's a really cute episode. And then the 3 episodes on the end of the tape were all about him getting his badge from Sabrina. So he goes and he loses to Sabrina, and Brock and Misty get turned into dolls, and then he meets Sabrina's dad, and she's like, you gotta get a ghost. He's like, you gotta get a ghost type Pokemon. So he goes to this like haunted mansion and gets fucked with by Ghastly, Gengar, and Haunter, and I loved them. I thought they were so cool and so fun and silly. They're silly guys. They're just silly guys. They just want to hang out and be silly. No time to learn more, Fennel. Please shut your mouth and let me leave. You too. You know, it's like, do you have time to learn more? You say no, and they're like, we're going to tell you a bunch of shit anyway. Alright, cool. Time to do our first mandatory double battle. Togepi, Bulbasaur's great. Ooh, that would be awesome episodes. The Aerodactyl Charizard evolution episode. I'm kind of wanting to watch it now that you even mention it. I think all this. I think the Indigo League is on Netflix. What I've been really enjoying is the like special kind of like short films that they put out on the Pokemon YouTube channel. I did think you liked Togepi. That was another one I was pretty sure you were a fan of. Ooh, let me show you my Togepi that I have in my Pokedex binder. It's vintage. Come on, guys. It's a Yukamori. Yukamori, she makes all the claymation, not claymation, but you know, clay figurine Pokemon cards. But this is the Togepi card I have in my Pokedex binder. It's so cute. Somewhere out there, this physical Togepi exists in a little museum. I don't know if she keeps all her clay models displayed, but they gotta be pretty tiny. I imagine a lot of them are saved. I know plenty are on display, but I love this card. Turns out it's like a $20 card now. I stayed in to the Pokemon cards just long enough to have a good smattering of Johto and Hoenn Pokemon that are now super fucking expensive. Hey, I don't want you to fall over. Please don't fall over again. Alright, cool. I've got another one I like a lot. It's another old one, but you know, there's only space in the binder for one, of like Togepi in a tree. God, it's cute. It's so cute. I'm a big Togepi fan. Squirtle! We love Squirtle. Yeah, I've just... Furret has been my favorite Pokemon for such a long time that it's like just easy to say, and I very rarely do I have a favorite that I can point at and go, that's my favorite so definitively. But it's just like such an easy answer because it's an emotional connection. It's the first Pokemon I trained to level 100. It's the first Pokemon I ever caught. Obviously, like, you get your starter, and I love Totodile. That was my first ever starter, was Totodile. But catching the Sentret and then evolving it, and I didn't know what it was going to evolve into yet. Like, I didn't have that information. I don't think. And then, yeah, training it to level 100. And, like, at the time, like, I didn't really know how to play the game all that well. I knew, you know, I knew my type matchups. I'm like every other kid in the world where, you know, if the move doesn't do damage, then it's not a real move kind of thing. But I just remember that Furret could learn Strength, which was good for it because it was normal. It could learn Surf, which I was like, what do you mean this thing can learn Surf? That's crazy. And it could learn Shadow Ball. I taught it Shadow Ball, and I remember just thinking that was so badass. Shadow Ball, Surf, and Strength. I don't know what the fourth move would have been. Probably like an Elemental Punch or something like that. But I just thought it was so cool how a normal little Pokemon could have such crazy coverage. Turn to find out that's like, you know, to make up for the fact that all those Pokemon are pretty shitty. But I just love it so much. And it's so cute. They've never done a bad Furret design. Some Pokemon, like Totodile, I've talked about this at length. 2D Totodile is where it's at. 2D Totodile is so cute. The 3D renders of Totodile, they fucked my boy up. They did not do my boy justice with the 3D renders. I can't exactly explain why, and I'm not even that critical of a lot of the different things that people complain about when it comes to the 3D renders of the Pokemon. They fucked Totodile up. I can't put my finger on why or how, but it just doesn't look right. And so I just kind of fell out of like wanting to use Totodile because it just doesn't look like my Totodile. You know? Ooh. Drillbur, let's go. Rattata, yeah, it's always like the weak normal type Pokemon, or like the early game normal type Pokemon. They always kind of like give it a stacked learn set. It's pretty fun. Ooh, Furfrou. That's one in my Pokedex binder. That's really sweet, yeah. That they hold that place for you to represent your pets. That's really sweet. Furfrou I like a lot. And it's got like 10 different haircuts. In the Pokedex binder, I have spaces for all of them. But when I looked into it, they've only ever actually made physical cards for 4 of them. They almost exclusively make just like the regular standard Shaggy Furfrou nowadays. Like back in the day, they put out a few of the different ones. I think the Matron cut and the Star cut is the only other one I've found so far in person. So I got that one. But yeah, like a lot of the haircuts they just never made. And I feel like if you were ever gonna do it after the fact, now would be the time. The Legend ZA era should be the time. So I'm bummed out they haven't even put out one, I don't think, in the modern sets. Like, give us some love. Give us our cards, you know? I just think they should be ashamed of themselves. No Mega Pinsir card. No Pharaoh Cut Furfrou card. Come on, guys. Come on. Give us what we want. Let's level up our new friend and take a look at her stats and whatnot. Metal Claw, yes. Mud Sport, no. What do you got going on here? Jolly, we like Jolly. Sand Force, I think we like Sand Force over Sand Stream, especially on a upspeed nature. Hey, let's go. Let's put that repel back on. Alright. Fingers crossed for Blitzel. Let this repel run out. Show me Blitzel. Boo. Boo, Perlin, boo. I wanted Blitzel, boo. Yeah. It's time for Wind Waker. Chesto berries, thank you. Very clutch of you. N. It's time to fight N again. I don't care, I'll stay in. Oh no, you use Growl. Fuck you. We're over leveled, ever heard of it? I'll stand on this too. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, I don't like that. Okay, we gotta switch. This is probably our best defense. 33. Yeah. Only one bide turn, so this should not be as crazy as it could be. Woo, pathetic crit. Okay, cool. Bide, man. And it's only in the early game that you gotta worry about Bide. Lance isn't using Bide. Chantel's not using Bide. Oh, what's her name? She's not the champion in this game. She's the champion in Black 2. Can't put my finger on the name. She had a really cool SIR in Ascended Heroes. That's one thing about Ascended Heroes is like the trainer SIRs were pretty cool. Even the Surfer card. It's like I'd be a little bummed to pull the Surfer card instead of any of the other SIR Pokemon or trainers, but it's really beautiful. Alright, let's fight some people. Thank you for the water, I appreciate it. Let's go, Flower. Flower power, if I do say so myself. Small brown Pokemon. Patrat. Biology of Patrat. Locomotive. Someday I want to stream my GameCube games on a CRTV. Like I wanna play them on a CRTV and kind of stream like a camera shot of that instead of trying to emulate. I think it would be a lot of fun. Although Wind Waker, I've been spoiled by the remake version. Okay, we can level cap everybody. No one's gonna over level on this one girl. Makes us safer as well. Oh no, no, no. Why did I press B? I didn't want to press B. Oh, that makes this fight harder. Oh my god, this sucks. Like, it'll probably be fine, but god, that's annoying. God, that's annoying. Whatever. We'll be fine. Dig. Dig is good. Better than Mud Slap. Okay, let's put a Chesto Berry on Flower and on Vanilla and an Orange Berry on Corn Syrup. I mean, the rest of them, honestly. And our strategy here remains at least somewhat the same. Yeah, Jer, who joins us in the stream sometimes too, also just came up the other day to me at work and was like, "Hey, if you know anybody that's trying to get rid of a CRTV, I'm on the lookout for one." I was like, "Oh yeah, me too." I want a VCR really badly, and that's because I have some VHSs that I'd like to watch. I have this like, good God, okay. I read this one, I read that one. Oh, I need to actually read this book, I see. And the Poffin, and then we can fight her. I have this like anime version of The Wizard of Oz that I haven't seen since I was a little kid, but I've been carting it around for years, and I really want to watch it. I really want to watch it, and I also have VHS copies of Star Wars I really want to watch. So yeah, I want a working VCR, and I have a combo. I have a combo VCR DVD player, but the VCR just doesn't work properly. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's just not working. It like eats up my tapes. And I say this like I've tried everything. I haven't tried anything. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm not handy. Okay. Give up On smog. Yes, yes. No, no. Good God. I cannot believe I stopped it from evolving. Let's go Poke Center. I mean, just for good measure. I doubt I'm in a PP deficit, but whatever. No, my friend straight up built the PC. I really, it was like the equivalent of holding the flashlight for your dad when he works on the car. Like I did very, very little. I do think I have a better idea of how to go about doing it. Like if I ever had to do it myself in the future. But yeah, my friend was handy in that instance. I'm handy with some things. You know, it's all relative. But no, not the PC. The PC is like the exact kind of thing that I feel the least competent at. Okay, so he leered me. He's definitely gonna use takedown. Do I really want to risk this all over again for a leech seed? Oh my God. .26. It's like middling defense. But those takedowns just hit so hard. Let's just send in vanilla. Just send in vanilla. Yeah, I mean even vanilla is getting like its ass handed to him. Okay, if a bite did that much, do we think a takedown could pick up the KO? Because it looks like the bite did probably like, you know, that looks like more than 40% to me. The bite is 60 damage, and takedown is what, like 90 damage? Because if we can get around her using her heal here, that would be awesome. I'm gonna do it. Yes! Okay. Great work, vanilla. Great work. Now, this thing probably wants to hit retaliate. Oh my God, I hope it doesn't use retaliate. Hypnosis, and we have the Chesto Berry. Let's go. Okay. We just have to avoid another one. Not as strong that time. Okay. One more arm thrust. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it. I've got stuff to do. I'm gonna sleep. But this was a really nice stream for me. I'm really glad to get back into the chair. Retaliation devastation is right. God damn. She's not free. Lenora ain't free. You gotta be on your P's and Q's. And you gotta get a little lucky. And we, if I'm not mistaken, have ourselves a minus defense, right? I'm pretty sure it's a minus defense Pig Knight here. So that's just the way the chips fall. We get another shot next week at Vital Spirit Adamant Lillipup. We get another shot at a Blitzel. There's always a silver lining to losing. Any makeup stream this week? No. Unfortunately, no. I've got... You know what? No. No, I've got something every night, unfortunately. But I will be back on Tuesday. No more breaks for a good while. The computer's up and running. She's dying to get used for the stream. So I'll definitely see y'all next Tuesday. And then, yeah, I am going to try to make up. I wanted to do the first Friday stream of Pokemon Knoll. That I'm going to try to make up soon, but my boss is making me work Friday, so unfortunately I can't do this Friday. So that might just be something that happens on the first Friday after all of September. But I want to get back into Pokemon Knoll. I want to make some progress on this fucking run. And I'm also on the lookout for like new ROM hacks. People have been in one ROM hack like Facebook group I'm in. People have been talking about like a new Soul Gold, I think it's called. It's like, you know, just like the quality of life update of Heart Gold, Soul Silver, which I don't know, could be fun. Could be fun. But hey, thank you everyone for watching. I really truly appreciate it. You spending time with me. It means the world. M-Class, really nice talking to you. Sincerely. And thank you so much for watching those Pozzole VODs. I'm glad you enjoyed watching them, because that was such a fun run. And that was one I basically did all alone. Like, I don't really remember almost anyone hanging out with me on those streams. So it's cool to know that, yeah, somebody went back and watched those, because I really had fun with that run. You stay beautiful as well, and I will see y'all next week.